Jumping in Samoa. Is it going to be a scrappy? Probably not, but it will be fun if it is. I want to see the take on the meta, especially on maps like this from Timeless and M80. Chopper's a mean Cass player. And I'll reference Korean OWCS again. I think it's been cool to see that evolve over the last couple of weeks with how they've been playing. They were playing a lot of Doom, and then it was like, oh, Orisa and Zarya, then Sigma on some maps, as you always would, like Circuit Royale, and yeah, even what we saw earlier on Midtown. So I wouldn't be too surprised if I do see Hawk rolling out with Orisa. Orisa's really important in this meta. I
She's
think it's
really
a pretty good pick. Because she doesn't die.
No.
And that is normally the most important thing in Overwatch, just not dying and not leaving your team in a 4v5. But there's so much defensive countermeasures from the Orisa, it's very hard to kind of lock her down. You kind of just have to ignore her and then jump on one of the supports, jump on the DPS kind of thing. It's a very hard time focusing. And it makes it for very easy rotations as well, Rose. You can already see M80 forcing Timeless's hand, rotating them around the point, playing them like putty in their hands.
I mean, the Fortify is just really strong. You can withstand like those big rocket punches, any of those boops from the Lucio. Just feels really good to have that alongside that sustainability.
That was a really bit of movement there from Hawk, just getting behind Icy and then pushing them towards the rest of the team. But yeah, we're just waiting for that first pick. Gotta be careful. UV hitting that regenerative burst as Hydron was sliding under him. Pelican going super low. That was a very, very aggressive push there from Icy. Ultraviolet going low too, but willing to take that duel across the map.
Take a look, though, at how the team is wrapping around. M80's going to find the first pick there on the Chopper in the back, and that's going to be M80's go button to go forward.
Oh, yeah. I like the Ram just holding block as you move slower, of course, so you're just walking backwards to your swift demise. Although saying that, Hawk does end up going down as well. Nice couple of bullets there flung his way by a rocket. But Hydron takes two. Should be all good. And especially with that window, there's no real chance for Timeless to kind of capitalize on that over-aggression from M80. Can't walk into the window. And look at those ultimates as well, stacked up by M80. This next team fight is a sure thing. Chopper
is switched over to the Sojourn, though, so at the very least, you can start to match some of that 1-pip potential that Hydron has, but not when you've got the overclock all ready to go.
Kitsune rush. There's the Suzu Hydron taking to the skies, or narrowly avoiding the head of Chopper, but Chopper, you know, returns the favor. There's the Suzu on the ground, does end up missing. In fact, that's going to force Open to use that sound barrier to keep Icy alive. Marching forward is Icy in the front lines, keeping Ultraviolet and Lep at bay, and there comes the flip.
There you go. So, okay, no, who cares about the overclock? A Chopper's going to just take your head off. Fantastic. The Sojourn really already paying off here for Timeless as they're able to recapture this point away from M80, and now they get a chance to work up to their own ultimates. I'm looking at Icy's Annihilation. That feels like a very big ultimate to have in this fight, just to even be able to deal with something like the Terra Surge. It'll be cool to see how this works out here for the Orisa.
Okay. Pulse bomb is lobbed so far. I think we've seen so many of those pulse bombs just being shot-putted, basically, across the map. Chopper with a good kill onto Lep. All right, that's a surefire win now for Timeless. Good clean-up, too. Pretty quick. Opener claiming 2 kills. Love to see a little bit of support combat.
This has already been so back and forth, right? Like, Timeless already has 50% and counting.
Oh,
Pelican just can't get back to spawn. It's going to be another pick coming through for Rocket and Opener. But now, with not expending any ultimates, Timeless still has all of that to work with and more now at this point. You got the overclock. You might even have another sound barrier online. M80 has the window to at least create some space, but all eyes are on Hawk right now with this Terra Surge.
It's a really dominant position for this window too. Timeless are going to have to back off. Maybe try a different angle of approach. Oh, good kill by Rocket there. Very delayed melee kill, but makes it work. As Icy does end up pulling this Annihilation. Hawk trying to think they can turn the fight around, just unable to do so. That Terror Surge locking you in place. You do get the extra survivability, and it was really just the last-ditch attempt to try and keep this round alive. Pelican is going to be able to get the touch here. Triple blink onto the point. Does end up backing up too. Here's the overtime. Someone's going to have to go through the retouch, but Pelican can't quite make it, even with the recall. Just overstayed his welcome a little bit. I think there you could see people chasing him, so it was kind of forced to get that touch, but wasn't able to in time. And Timeless take round 1. Okay.
A little slow to get going there, but Rocket, Chopper, both showing up in the ways that we expected to. This is a DPS duo that has been already highlighted by so many of the amazing players in Overwatch as just being the next DPS of the next generation. And Rocket not only able to get some really big picks onto the backline, but Chopper immediately switching over to the Sojourn was able to take out Hydron of all players. That is not an easy target or an easy DPS to go toe-to-toe with. So already very impressive. And now we get a chance to see what the squad can get up to as we head over to our second round here in Volcano. This is even more close quarters to be able to have these fights.
Yeah, M80 are going to want to look super explosive here, especially with Pelican on the Echo. I'm so happy with him.
That is a nice change.
Better hero, or his best heroes, I should say, not just better. He's pretty spectacular at everything he touches. Hawk on the Doomfist as well. So explosive, getting to that back line, force CJ to use the Swift Step, Suzu, kill the Kiri, and then jobs are good in pretty much. Punch as well is pretty decent for Ram, getting them away from the rest of the team, especially when they go on Nemesis for.
Yeah, but now you have an opportunity here to play a little bit more passive. I don't think Timeless really needs to do too much here, except to kind of let M80 sort of take the reins in terms of the set pace that gets set. Where does Hawk actually jump in?
Oh, there you
and
go.
Who?
Yeah, exactly that, right. How does he jump in? Because the space creation tools very much in favor of Timeless as they do end up capping, pushing forward. Pelican dead. They can get any nice picks here. We have a bit of extra time for them. But Pelican has not been able to, and Hydron, sorry, has not really been able to make their way into the fight and execute on a backline kill or even just get a big cooldown out of Timeless. It's been tough for Hawk to kind of follow up, and you can tell it just by the ult charge. Speaking of ult charge as well, Icy's not really had much say in this fight. 40% ult charge on that Annihilation. But these rushes are going to come out in just a moment, I'd imagine, especially with that headshot landing from UV. Here we go.
There you go.
Forward, splitting up of the team. Nice little vortex there. Stops Hydron from really just sticking around. Speaking of sticks, he does land one, but it's actually Rocket that's in the kill feed with the pulse bomb, killing Ultraviolet. Hydron just getting it on the back of Icy. That Nemesis form tanking a lot of that damage, and that team kill going Timeless's way as they're up to 50% already.
I think Pelican has a really hard go of things on this map in particular because with the Echo, where are you flying? You're so vulnerable when you're over the point or even just over the lava, and you're playing a lot of ground Echo for the most part, unless you're able to find an opening here. But this comp from M80 requires setup, and there's so much natural cover here for Timeless to play around as well.
Well, here's the perfect setup for Pelican Rose. That duplication available. Oh, very
help.
Scared of Chopper's railgun. Meteor Strike into the backline. Hawk manages to get out of there. Receives that overhealth, but it instantly evaporates as everybody was looking at him as he plummeted from the sky. CJ ripping that rush too, making sure that no one from N80 can jump onto them and making it last fight as well. Sound barrier forward from M80 as Hydron finds one kill, and there's the beam kill from Pelican, taken to the skies, annihilating CJ. But Timeless are happy losing this fight. All they need to do is save ults. They know M80 have used their beat to secure this fight. So if Open can build one of their own, one fight wonder here. 5% or 6%, sorry, I should say, to go for Timeless to take the map.
This is a better position for the Echo to play in. As long as you can play, I think, from a more defensive position, or you at least have that setup there from the Doomfist, then you are able to find the impact with something like the Focusing Beam to take down those low health targets. But as you mentioned, Timeless, they have like the Sojourn, they've got all these other ults to work with. As soon as I say that, never mind, Hawk. Definitely
really
good punch.
From Hawk. Really nice. He actually caught Chopper there, I believe, mid-slide too, so Chopper was unable to kind of launch himself into the skies, get away from the Doomfist. I've always loved the Echo dupe voice lines. I think they're sick. Really nice stuff. And the duplication too, forcing the Ram. Like, a duped Ram, you can hit Nemesis form, you're pretty unkillable, even though you have that reduced health pool from the copy, and you get the Annihilation form so quickly as well. Timeless trying to make their way back into this with 3 ults.
Yeah, it's about time. I think we see something get popped here, but if Hydron has anything to say about it, then you stop the fight before you even get in there. Rocket lets that pulse bomb fly.
Ooh, almost a one clip there onto CJ. Pelican find the first kill of the fight onto Chopper. Hydron still doing dirty work in the backline right now, distracting the rest of Timeless. You saw Opener a lot of the time. Actually gets the kill onto Hydron, but Opener a lot of the time there was just playing goalkeeper, trying to keep the Tracer away from CJ and from Chopper.
Oh, very nice there too. Timeless had to use 2 ultimates, so M80 got a lot of value out of being able to force both of them out. Chopper, though, is now going to make a change over to the Cassidy as a last-ditch effort to try to get back in. It has a lot of pick potential, and this is one of Chopper's best heroes.
Straight in. Oh, headshot straight onto Hydron. Hydron not recalling though, and yeah, maybe he should have done. Opener with a little boop kill onto Hydron. They do end up trading. Meteor strike for Hawk, staying in the skies, returning some HP, but it is Pelican that is finding the kills from M80. It's a big annihilation. Can they manage to stay alive? They did get the point flip too. CJ and Opener are going to come back, but are they going to be able to save Icy? Opener's got the sound barrier. Are they going to be able to touch? The flip was good for them, but Pelican is just taking names and numbers. Opener lands the 2-man beat, but it is not enough. M80 with basically a full flip. It was a 96 to a 100 flip, and they managed to take the round. Well, technically, I guess they got 99, but the statement still stands. Almost a complete flip there from M80. Perfectly timed. Perfectly timed kill onto Icy. Opener was not able to stay alive, get the sound barrier, and provide that to the rest of his team, and then Icy sat there alone on the point using Annihilation, and M80 disengage, wait for the Annihilation to disappear, and execute on Icy.
Lep had a really good boop there as well, so while CJ and Opener had an opportunity to come back in with the sound barrier and the Kitsune Rush to help with that mobility, Lep was right there in the nick of time. Just stop it. Stop the round, get that round win now, and we get a chance to go over to the third and final round of Samoa, where we're gonna see even more changes here. Hawk's coming out on the Sigma. I love to see this. One of Hawk's best heroes.
It's perfect for this point as well. We will probably be seeing a lot more of a Sigma, especially on these points that have very nice high ground for you to peer down on people capping. It's up to Timeless to really set the tempo here and try and run them down, but yeah, Icy planted behind Hawk's shield. Hawk took the shield back, put it up behind Icy, so he couldn't receive those offered her, the healing from CJ, and an easy kill was obtained by M80, and a nice little point cap too.
We'll have to keep an eye on Hawk, because the reason why the Sigma is so good is the way that he cycles through these cooldowns. Look at the shield placement, allows him to get away, just continue to walk that step back and just creating space for the team. It's just so fun to be able to watch him be able to pilot this hero and just see how he keeps Icy at bay as the Ramatra.
Well, they have taken the high ground.
Yeah, but just give up the space.
Somewhat, but look at the damage that Icy's receiving right now. Hasn't got a shield either. It's up in 1 second. Pops it up just in time. Receives the healing from CJ and Opener. CJ making a quick stop as well to the Moira. I really like it against the Sigma. Plus, the extra healing is ever so needed, especially against the poke, and especially now with this window being propped up on this high ground.
Yeah, but look how much progress M80 already has. That's going to be almost 50% by the time that Timeless is able to get back into things. Now, at least the Coalescence is going to be online soon, so it's a good space maker here for Timeless, but damage feels like it's been done here, and Hawk still has that grab.
Oh, Rock. Oh, there's the cancel on the car. Not before, though. Pelican ends up going down to that one. CJ with a nice aim onto Pelican, who was trying to touch the point, trying to juggle it to make sure M80 got as much percentage as possible. Did a fairly good job of it. 57%. You're not too happy with that. You are happy with that, sorry, as your first cap. You come back in with a lot of ults too. Yeah,
like the Flux, just use it to get people out of here. You also have the Sojourn Overclock that's already caught one.
Oh,
let's go, Hydron.
Hydron.
Let's go, Hydron.
Just turning Opener into sludge. Well, there's the lamp already gone down, and just a pile of bodies now litter the floor as Timeless are just laid waste to by M80. Very quick flip there, 60% in building now.
And this is just last fight by the time that Timeless comes back. They have the sound barrier
especially as Hawk has got Flux as well.
Yeah, like just stall. Early. Exactly. Like Hawk can just play super far forward, get the Flux up, just stop Timeless from being able to touch the point, or even just stall it out so that you can get something like a quick pick here from Hydron, just being able to take a head off there with a charged railgun shot.
Different rotation here from Timeless. Second time now that they've gone underground. We'll allow Hawk to quickly rotate, and there's the Flux. Managed to get Icy, and but Chopper that's actually ringing the ears of Pelican as he does sniper from across the map. Oh, the window versus the overclock, and the overclock takes the W there. Hydron does end up coming up with the kill there, but Timeless find the flip, and they've still got Icy on the point with their heals. CJ probably not going to need it, but was 10% away from that Coalescence as now Timeless take control.
But M80 now has gotten to the point they want to, which is that if they take back control of the point, they get a chance to win this round. Timeless, though, if they have anything to say about it, they do have that Coalescence, as you mentioned. That's going to be online by the time that M80 tries to work their way back into things. So pop the Coalescence early. Just keep M80 off of the point. It's a really good way for you to just try to get engaged, get a quick pick, and win the round.
Hydra making this way.
Good angle.
Point, pressuring a little bit. It is, but quite easily get run down. You've got to be a little bit careful at least. Speed boost is on, and so is that Coalescence. It's final fight here for M80. They've got to reset real fast, and with Hawk dead, and with any more staggers, this is going to cost them dearly. Good snipe, though, again from Hydron on the openers. Now they've lost their speed. Very big chance for M80 to come back, but they have not got that speed boost from Leb. He's only just managed to get the spawn, so it is going to be Tracer touching. Pelican gets there in the nick of time, hits the recall too. A pulse bomb in the back pocket as he triggers the OT as M80 try and make their presence known on the point.
Ooh, Chopper, though, wants these railgun shots.
Already, the pulse bomb available from Pelican. He manages to throw it out, but look at the commanding position that Chopper has taken right now on this high ground. Is there anything M80 could do? I don't think there is. And just like that, Timeless take the first map.
What a back and forth. Jaws, we were hoping that this would be the case. And now that we've taken a look at this very first map, it was a 2-1 in favor of Timeless. Is this going to be the 5-map series of the day? Kind of feels like it.
It is, yes. I pondered the orb. There were 3 O's, yes, but this is the one map.
This is the one.
A game that we were promised. Oh, yes. Yeah, time is coming up really, really big. And I like the sweet adaptation there of going to the Moira. I'm surprised we're not seeing a little bit more Moira. It was definitely more meta like a week or so ago. And what I've been speaking with pro players and just like what I've seen is just the meta is evolving day in, day out. But it's good to see a quick flip back to the Moira because they really needed that extra healing coming out from the orb and from the spray because they're all just moving together as a clump. And then the Coalescence too, it just destroys the Sigma. You can get the nice rock and, you know, Hawk is going to hit those, and he did cancel the Coalescence, but not before it did its work. And the Sig just kind of falls over to that pressure. The healing and the damage coming out from Cole is just too much for their comp to really withstand. And yeah, Timeless end up taking this first map. M80, this was their map choice. This next one, in hybrid, going to King's Row next. Don't think we're going to see the Sigma. It's definitely going to just be more rush, way less of this poke style, and we'll find out. We are just going to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Map number 2. We're going to jump into it after this. All right, map number 2 coming up. King's Row. It was M80's pick. Timeless take the first map, though, Samoa. It was a 2-1 affair. Small substitutions as well for Timeless. No more Chopper taking a quick back seat. Sonjin coming in on DPS rows.
Yeah, we've got Riker coming in on the tank as well, so 2 swaps that Timeless is going to be making here. And in their match that they played against Obsidian yesterday, they made the same sort of adjustments heading over to King's Row as their second map. We saw Riker come in to play the Winston as well, so Ramatra. But I'm really excited to see Sunjun come in here because do we get a chance to see an Echo versus Echo when we saw a little bit of Echo from Sunjun yesterday?
Yeah, it definitely feels like it, especially with King's Row. Makes sense for Echo, especially first point. You can get out to the high ground super easy. Easy access to it is always nice. We'll see how they want to play. I mean, yeah, Sunjin, like you mentioned, yes, they played the Echo, so probably going to see the same thing. A lot of very experienced Echo Tracer players, to be fair, on M80. Feels like every roster right now has like 2 Tracer players minimum. It feels good. It feels good to see Tracer back in the meta as well. It doesn't feel like too much of a time where we don't see a little bit of Tracer, but just how strong she is right now, she always makes for like sick highlight reels from world-class Tracers.
Oh, yeah.
So here we go. King's Row, map number 2. Sunjin, Riker in for Timeless. How is this going to change up their game? We'll have to wait and see. But it does look like I lied completely. And it's going to be more poke style here from Hawk and the rest of the gang on M80 for defense.
Well, you were right about Pelican being able to play the Echo, though, so that is something that's going to come out here on the defense as well. And Hawk being able to show up on the Sigma once again, I feel like it makes a lot of sense for a map like King's Row. You got those angles to play around. Well, we're sad we don't have a Reinhardt meta right now. Sigma can sort of play both of those roles. You got the shield, you've got the angles that you can take with the orbs. No, you're not. Okay with the. You're okay with no Reinhardt.
Whatever, man. Tanks have been eating for far too long. I just made 7 million tank players really mad. Enjoy being mad for the rest of it. Oh, little Genji, full dive for Timeless. Okay, I am here for it. We saw what it ends up doing against M80, of course. They're just going to want to rotate around the map, just use this space and make sure that Hawk doesn't get jumped upon. Just like that, pretty low, needs some healing. Managed to use the grass just to heal himself back up, and Ultraviolet is there to bandage those wounds.
Wow. Watch the positioning that Riker takes on this Winston. Look at the angles that Timeless is going to take. They want to surround this point. Sadly going back to spawn, but that's the game plan here for Timeless with the dive, is they want to just be able to take those angles. If M80 is playing it correctly, they won't let them do that, or they'll play in like the stairwell, or just spread out enough that nobody can get dove on without being punished by a different angle from somebody else on M80.
Alright, Sunjin, no Genji. Now we play the Sode.
Genji's hard against the Echo, don't you think?
Yeah, especially against the poke and stuff too. It's kind of annoying. You don't really want to dive in with a limited health pool after getting poked out for so long. And yeah, Echo kind of dominates the Genji in the neutral. Wow. Hawk is making it impossible to get high ground control. And as soon as he realizes no one's paying attention to him, yeah, just peeks his head over the side. A couple of spheres sent your way. Pretty rough stuff from Timeless right now. Although saying that, Leb gets sniped out of midair with a railgun from Sunjin. And with their M80 down a player and down their speed, this is Timeless's time to strike. They're going to get a tick on the point, though, first.
Ooh, but duplicate though here for Pelican. Ooh. And a Kitsune rush as well. Lots of damage.
Gonna respond though, Timeless, after using that sound barrier. Pulse bomb onto Hawk quickly ends his life. I mean, Ultraviolet wasn't really even an angle there to use that Suzu. And that should be point 8. Timeless taking that one up. I mean, without Lep, without the ability to kind of speed Hawk around and boot people away from him, yeah, it was a pretty tough fight to win. Looks like Hawk's going to change things up. Jumps to the Orisa. Timeless sticking on this dive.
Okay, how are you feeling about the Hawk Orisa right now? We did see it on Samoa. I felt like it was a really good way to be able to find the sustainability, but it also felt like it was very easily punishable if you didn't have like the mobility.
Yeah, dislodging the Orisa is going to be impossible. It's going to be even harder for the Winston now, really, to get much. Although Hawk forcing to use pretty much every cooldown in his arsenal to try and survive against this rush. Yeah, there you go. There's the kill. In a rush, even the Orisa can't survive. Nice push. I mean, M80 wanted to be able to hold that archway, the Orisa, and Timeless did not give them a single inch of it. So that'll be a big push. And Hawk making his third swap already. Oh, no. Queen, Doomfist. What's it going to be? Looks like Doomfist.
Doomfist, please. We love the Hawk Doomfist. This is such a fun hero to watch him play, and not only is he incredibly good at it with being able to work with that mobility that the Doomfist naturally provides, but now you have dive ability here with Pelican and Hydron on the Echo and the Tracer. So let's see some disruption here from Hawk.
And you're so far behind in terms of tempo, though, especially with Sunjin ripping that overclock. Oh, snipes Hawk from downtown. Hawk thought it was a little bit safer than he expected that railgun to maybe miss, but unfortunately, it did not. Sound barrier used from Lep, and that overhealth is long gone. Timeless putting up quite a fight on second point. M80 just had no word in this whatsoever. 0.71 meters to go. CJ randomly gets sniped out by Lep of all people, and here comes the re-engage. At least Hawk manages to get back to the rest of the gang. Quick, sharp on the Doomfist, quite quick to roll out. A lot quicker than Orisa, that is for sure. So M80 do manage to hold on by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, but look at what they had to invest in order to do that, right? The duplicate, the pulse bomb. You also had the sound barrier invested into that fight. And Timeless, they only lost CJ. They're able to come back in after forcing out all of those ultimates, and they've got 2 of their own.
Nice re-engage there by Opener. Using that beat after hearing Hawk dash away, using that punch. Although Opener was just getting popped around like a pinball in a pinball machine. Opener did not know where he was there as Hawk just descended on him with the Doomfist. They do end up trading as Pelican ends up going down, but Hawk's ability to kind of stick to this payload and Ultraviolet 2 not needing to overextend on the Kiriko means it's really tough for Timeless to actually get into the backline and find some kills.
For sure. Doomfist, that's exactly where he would love to be. It's just having those levels to play around. The payload makes some really nice angles to be able to get those punches into the enemy team. So you definitely love to see that. And it's going to force Riker to switch off of the Winston here, opting for the Junker Queen this time around. Junker Queen is a very interesting pick we've seen a couple of teams go for. I really love the opportunity to go for something like a knife and just disrupt somebody out of the defensive team.
They can pull Doom back in if they're not smart about their punch, but there's someone smart about their cooldowns. It's definitely Hawk. There's the Kasune rush. Oh, Pelican is transformed into the Queen. This is going to be nasty from M80 if they can make something stick. Although Riker and the rest of the team using that rush to push themselves onto the point, now they're going to have to contend with this sound barrier. As soon as that rush disappeared, it was go time for M80. Slowly but surely using their ultimates to eke out every small advantage they can. And there's the slam into the ground. Sunjin's dead, and with 40 seconds to go, M80 are holding this point firm in their grasp. If they can kill Riker too, this will be a big stagger. Hawk is going super low, playing with this overhealth, but no, it's Rocket that comes up big with a kill. They do end up trading it, and with Pelican getting kills here, Hawk's way quicker at getting back to the point. Opener, boop kill onto Hydron. This is going to be a scrappy last fight, Rose, but Hawk's going to get back there first.
That was a perfect trade. That was a perfect trade for M80 to take there, because you're right, Hawk gonna be able to get back to this point, and it's gonna be a full 5v5. Can Timeless even get there though? Like, do they have all the members of the team? Rocket's gonna have to go touch first.
They've got touch first, exactly that, and Sunjin couldn't make this pretty one-sided if he lands the shots, but M80 have got different ideas. Sound barrier comes out, helping the Soch stay alive, but not for long. Dashed up onto the high ground when taken care of by Ultraviolet, and now Hydron trying to make some damage. Stick spots Rocket with a recall though is going to be more than safe. This payload still pushing in, and Timeless still have fuel left in the tank. 2 ultimates in their back pockets as M80 get yet another touch, but what a clip onto Rocket. Hydron demolishes his opposition Tracer. The pulse one gets flung out a little bit wide, but it's all good. You got the clip already. So we're all chilling, Hydron. There's a rush coming in. Another ultimate being thrown in. M80 trying to make this hurt, and with his sound barrier earned, not a moment goes by before Lep unleashes it. A 5-man sound barrier beat. Hawk trying to create space, separating the backline from the front, but can he actually take down Sunjin? Sunjin manages to get out of there just in time, but Hawk eventually gets back to the high ground, and M80, they finally end the fight as Timeless are wiped from point B, and M80 stopped them, what, 0.71 meters or something silly before that checkpoint gets unlocked.
Oh, that was so scrappy. That was so scrappy. There were so many times I'm like, Hawk is so low. But wait, let past sound barrier. Oh my god. Look at Sunjoon getting a bunch of picks. But the Kitsune rush is online.
Scrappy Overwatch. I'd love to see it. Not good on the voice, but it's good to see. I love it. M80,
well, all of us watchers are enjoying.
Well, exactly, yeah. So, as long as it's fun for everybody watching. M80, I really like the transition there from Hawk. Coming onto the Orisa, trying to hold the archway, back onto the Doomfist, a pick he's extremely good at. And you can tell he's good because he has the Emerald weapon skin on the Doomfist. So that's how you know if someone's good at the
That's
game.
how it works.
Exactly.
For sure.
Timeless on defense though, Rose, completely switching up here with Riker going on to the Ram.
Okay, so we saw the Winston and the Junker Queen on the attack, and now we're going to see the Ramatra. They did do this yesterday, so just opting for the Ramatra on defense. I think what Riker brings to the table here is the versatility and just the depth of the hero pool, so that you can play with multiple different modes. CJ is getting the emote in. I love that.
The less of him emote. Mad respect. Ooh.
We love that. Oh, that was close.
Nice little headshot. Bit of free ult charge for the Tracer. I mean, you get 10% straight out of the gate. Not mad about that whatsoever.
Ooh,
got the Diva though.
We love that for him.
Very vintage pick. Hawk Diva. Way back when
just look at how much
terrain in Overwatch 1.
Exactly. It's not only is it a throwback, it's comfort. It's also already Hydra and getting a pick. This is so much dive potential here for M80 to work with, and they want to push the gas. They don't have far for this cart to go.
Yeah, Riker right now receiving the most punishment, flung out by M80. He's trying to dodge out the way of Hydron. Hydron is just being such a nuisance, finally. Okay, Opener's there to play a bodyguard for the Ram, forcing the recall. But, I mean, as long as you're dealing with the front line, we can deal with your back line, says Pelican. They do end up trading the kill there, but there's 2 ticks. And, I mean, right now, Riker's just getting rings run around him. I mean, Hawk and Hydron, they just have so much more mobility than this Ram, who wants to just sit on the point and just lock it down. And Timeless, they're going to lose this one if they're not careful. And, yeah, without supports, without the heals, it was only a matter of time. 5 minutes and 15 seconds of the time bank as M80 unlocked that point.
Yeah, like you don't have the Lucio there, so it feels very difficult for you to actually find the openings you want with the mobility. And oh, what a stagger onto Seonjun as well, as Hawk just continues to push that envelope forward. And look at that cart. It's going to get rolling. It does, again, not have too far to go. And M80 has so much snowball potential here.
Yeah.
Do you think we get to see this Diva self-destruct actually be like a yeet?
I mean, we've seen crazier things, I think. Maybe. Pelican's playing it rather sneaky beaky like in the back line. Oh, good pulse bomb lit. Okay, alright, well, Suzu exists. Forgot about that one. My bad. Well, there's the Kitsune rush from Ultraviolet, like you said, keeping up that tempo, keeping up that pressure, and Riker just got bopped around there. Little pulse bomb, but no, once again, the Suzu saving Ultraviolet. Suzu's himself, pulse bomb goes by the wayside. Nice little con to Hydron, but Rose, that payload is still marching forward.
I would be worried though if I was M80. You don't want to put too far forward that you run into the same issue that Timeless did, where they got this cart so close and then they just didn't have enough resources to clutch it out. So that's why you don't see Hawk pushing too far forward until the rest of the team is there. Now it is time to start to use those ultimates. You've got this Kitsune rush here from CJ to help push M80 back, but M80 has so much fight in them. I'm looking at Pelican. Sunjun's just dead. Okay. What?
Sticky bombs, headshot with a kunai. Okay, you're gonna have to pull the rush. You're gonna have to use everything else. Opener has got sound barrier. He's the difference maker here for Timeless. A Ramatra copy, and that's gotta be a free annihilation. Look at Riker's health bar. A 2-man sound barrier from Opener. Only hits himself and CJ, and that's going to be about it. M80 making this one look easy. 2 meters to go, 1 meter, and you got 3 minutes left in the time bank. That was a steamroll.
We did see the Diva Yeet. Hawk did deliver. The bomb did go forward. It just didn't get anybody. But
it wasn't a Hopper bomb from 2020 NYXL homestand. That is no one's ever going to be able to recreate that. Exactly, a poker bomb. Normally used for remake, sadly. Nothing crazy, nothing flashy. But there you go. M80 with a spectacular finish on King's Row. Like, it weren't like speed running it or anything like that on their attack, but yeah, it was flawless. It really was. And this is kind of what you expect, especially when you kind of pick your map, pick your comfort. But the flexibility from M80 cannot be understated, especially with Hawk on the tank. I still think he's the best North American tank player that we have currently in the system. There's a lot of people that are going to be kind of challenging his name over the next year of OWCS here in North America. But yeah, right now, Hawk still the go.
Take stock of that for a second, though, right? Because in North America, we've got Hawk, Dante, someone. All three of them, I think, make really strong arguments for themselves to be the best tank in North America for so many different reasons. And so we are blessed to be able to have all of that talent in one region. And I think it's going to make it just show-stopping for group stages. We'll see who is able to advance further to show what they've got when we do the eliminations.
Well, and we're guaranteed a 3-1, at least the minimum right now. We're going to Colosseo as our next map. It was Timeless who did end up picking this one. I could imagine just a little bit more rush. I don't think we're going to go back to the Sigma, but then I've been wrong before. We'll see what Hawk wants to kind of throw Timeless's way. And we'll see if there's any substitutions going into this next one too, because we saw Sunjin come in, we saw Riker come in for the tank, but we'll find that out after this break, so don't go anywhere. We've got Colosseo up next. Welcome back. Oh yes, M80 versus Timeless. They're all tied up right now as we go into Colosseo. Quick substitution coming in for Timeless. We were talking about it just before we went to break, if we were going to see any, and we are indeed. Icy coming back in. Riker taking a step back. So I can't imagine we're going to see any more Winston. Maybe a bit more of a slow comp for Timeless. And Sunjin is also staying in 2 rows, so Sojin potentially.
Maybe Sojourn. We did see a little bit of trolling come through from Timeless yesterday when they were up 2-0 over Obsidian. We saw Sojourn pick up the Torbjorn.
Oh, I love it.
I don't think we're going to see that this time around, but if we do, then maybe lightning does strike twice. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think so. I think Sojourn makes a lot of sense here. You could also play the Ashe. Sojourn's been really good on those long-range hit-scan heroes, but with the Icy substitution, feels like it's going to be more Ramatra, more Sigma, but M80 feels like they've got every answer in the book to what Timeless is bringing to the table.
Yeah, it feels like they're just going to come into this, see what Timeless are playing. It's a bit, and then counter swap. But it's a bit more difficult on push, I'd say. It's not something you can quickly jump back to.
That's
like
true.
You can on Escort and Hybrid. You can't really just, okay, quick, we can just quickly walk back into spawn and reset. You have to just roll out to mid, go for the showdown, and then maybe make swaps if the fight doesn't really go your way. Of course, we'll see that in just a moment as we jump in. It was Timeless' map choice to go to Colosseo. So that's a good stuff. And yeah, I mean, opener CJ, they have a lot of experience in the Overwatch League. Of course, CJ played for the Valiant with Laya as his co-pilot support. Seeker, of course, as well. Another superstar hit scan player, which a lot of people should know by now. But if you don't, Seeker's games just exceptional to watch, especially when he gets to play the Sojourn. And opener too, Washington Justice, has also been around such a long time. And it's good to see on a team full of people that are going to be up there in terms of the greats, in terms of DPS. Chopper and Rocket, we spoke about them already as we go into this next map in just a moment. Oh, and in fact, we're just getting a live substitution. Okay, so Sojourn, speaking of Chopper, well, Chopper's coming in, actually. Sojourn is going to step away for this one, so okay, there you go.
Okay, so definitely no Torbjorn, I think, is
no
can make up that substitution. But Chopper coming back in too. We saw the Cassidy come out on Samoa in their series yesterday. I think Chopper as well has just been one of those really standout DPS we've been highlighting already. But Chopper and Rocket just have so much synergy together as a DPS duo that it makes a lot of sense to try to have them both playing together at the same time. That was also the secret to success for them on the very first map of the day. So maybe a way to turn it around here as we look towards Colosseo.
Yeah, we'll get into it in just a moment. I love live subs. Honestly, great, because you're speaking about them and then poof, they appear in the game. It's perfect.
They just happen.
Exactly.
It's like the caster blessing or something.
Yeah, you've got the opposite of Rose. Yeah,
I hate that.
Every single year, no matter what you cast.
I think I have the most historical C9 calls.
Yeah, 100%.
Someone run the numbers on that, but it's
100%.
It's like abysmal. It's an abysmal rate of C9s, and if I'm on the call. But you know what? Maybe not this time around. Please, it's already happened once today. No more.
We'll see. All right, gates are opening in 5 seconds. Yeah, Icy, like you very rightly predicted there. Just sticking on the Ram and Hawk on the Sig. Okay, playing a little more of a long-range duel. And like I mentioned before, there's a lot of players on M80. In fact, every single one of their DPS players can play Tracer at the highest level. So it's actually Pelican this time around with Hydrogen jumping over to the Sojourn. So he made his name on the Sojourn on Toronto Defiant in the Overwatch League. Sojourn was just a light out.
Yeah, absolutely. And it takes a very, very strong DPS to be able to contend with someone like that. And Chopper's been able to live up to that hype. Either going toe-to-toe with the Sojourn versus Sojourn mirror, as we saw on Samoa, or just being able to get those picks before Hydron can. It's all going to come down to this neutral fight here. And we're getting a little bit of a tussle here for M80 to try to take the lead.
Yeah, we'll see how long it takes to get the first kill. It's going to be a little bit more explosive at least, especially being
it's coming up very shortly.
You say that.
10 seconds.
Mad respect from Hydron's skin as well, rocking the Hunter's skin. Mad respect. Icy in trouble. Already used the Nemesis form. Oh dear. There's the rock. There's the kill. There you go. It's all good. We don't have to wait another 3 minutes.
That was close. It was like 15, but
yeah.
There you go.
All right, and this is going to be the big problem here for Timeless. Oh, they're actually using the window of the high ground. Extra kills here is going to be super nice if they can actually find them. Chopper's in a really rough spot right now, trapped between a window and Hawk, who's made himself known on that staircase over there. However, maybe overexposing himself a little bit too much to a pulse bomb, in fact, over rockets. Managed to insert himself into that seam fight quick sharp, and yeah, M80 spreading themselves a little bit too thin.
Yeah, now they've all been taken down, so Timeless here gets an opportunity to be able to make some meaningful progress on this push bot, which is something that I feel like has been rare for our matches today. Been a little bit one-sided when it's come to push, but with some of these ultimates online as well, like CJ already has a Kitsune Rush. You can just lay that down now, and Timeless can try to maintain control over this mid as it fills up that space beautifully.
It's picking the right time to strike. Finding a point where Hawk is maybe stepping a little bit too far forward, but they're giving him a lot of time here, and because they won that first fight, Hawk has got Flux pretty much 5% away. That's a couple more spheres, but that's a good opening pick. Okay, Rocket takes down Pelican. CJ just trying to fling kunais out to aid Rocket in getting some kills. Although not successful, is at least going to push M80 back.
Ooh, still making some progress. M80 does have to back up here because they don't want to overexpose themselves like they did before, but now is an opportunity for Hydron to start to strike back here with the overclock.
Yeah, sound barrier in response to that overclock as Hydron does peek the head of Chopper there, who went to the high ground but decided better of it. The Suzu and a Pulse Bomb landed on the ground as that road has been ripped straight under this bridge, and there's the flux I was waiting for. Does catch one, it catches Icy, and an instant kill. Couldn't even reset there. He couldn't reset the Nemesis form with his Annihilation. It was 3% away, although not sure it really would have made a difference. Good fight win there from M80. Cost him a little bit in terms of ultimate economy, but they do burn Timeless's support ults.
Those support ults are really big to get out, and Ultraviolet still has that window, so a nice way to just continue to push Timeless back, which is especially important when you look at Icy having that Annihilation up and running. That is a close quarters ultimate, so anything that you can do to help burst down such a tanky target is going to be very helpful. So all eyes on Ultraviolet right now.
Window, one barrel gun, that'll do it. Up to the high ground too. Oh, Chopper. Oh my god!
Oh my god.
I just witnessed a murder. Chopper's dead, Icy gone. See you later, son. Yeah, that pulse will not finding much there, Rocket A. Nice play by Chopper, though, I will say. Disruptor shot as everybody kind of clambers on the high ground, but yeah, instant window pop and just annihilated. And here's where M80's comp really does shine. Just this poke war, waiting for Timeless to close the gap. These long, extended sightlines just working out so well for them.
Yeah, like Hawk has that shield to play around. That's one of the things that makes this Sigma versus Ramattra matchup so interesting, is that Hawk can put that barrier down for one of those backlines DPS.
Oh,
and look at that.
Oh, across the map. Chopper, it doesn't matter. All good. Icy cleaned up. Jumps in to the front line. Snipes Hawk in the face with that railgun. And M80 are pretty happy with that, though. They did manage to take the lead. Force Timeless to use ults, overclock, and Annihilation used to win that bot back.
You're super happy with that if you're M80, because that's a lot of very valuable ultimates now off the table. The sound barrier is also not online quite yet, so you can still utilize like the pulse bomb, force out that immortality field, just anything, and I think you'll be in a good spot. Hydron also almost has that overclock too. I don't know what Chopper's
not playing Tracer.
I was gonna ignore it for a second because I'm like, what is he doing over there?
Trying to find a cheeky angle on the backline, but yeah, you're kind of negative.
Now he's out of the fight.
Yeah, you'd expect the Tracer to be in that position, but yeah, maybe just charging up the railgun, getting a snipe on the back of someone's head, but it's quite annoying in this backline saying that. Does manage to get the kill onto Hawk, and in fact, this is working out an unorthodox play, maybe not respected by M80. Now they've kind of swapped positions. Hydron back onto the high ground though, paying Chopper a little visit. Is spotted too. There's the lamp, and Hawk receives a lamp of his own, but a sound barrier in response from Opener. Luckily, Hydron had the slide to get away just in time, as Lep ends up falling over to the Sojourn. That'll be M80 just recoiling.
Wow, I like, you take a look at the overclock there, and I feel like it was a little bit poorly positioned, just being right in front of Chopper's face, but as I say that, it's working now that M80 has given them that space and can come back here with the Sojourn.
Look how close they are to the lead too. I mean, this is a Hail Mary window from CJ. He's got his work cut out of him. He needs an overkill, maybe a kill tack to actually turn that one around. I was unlucky from CJ. Didn't quite find the damage in the team and the help that he really required. Just like Timeless switching up their comps too. Icy just wanting to match the Sig at this point.
I think the Sigma has been more impactful from M80 in that Sigma versus Ramattra matchup, just specifically because of the shield. And so if Icy has one as well, now you also have CC with the accretion. Could just help out with some of those pesky flankers like Pelican or Hydron.
Pelican with a BAP in his sights. No lamp, no problem. Goodbye, rest of the team. This ends now for Chopper, but it's actually his team that ended. M80 taking the control of the bot once again. Look how close Timeless were as well. Only a couple of meters stood in their way of actually gaining the lead, but it is now M80 that are going to stretch their one further.
Oh, it's so close. It's so close here between these two teams. This bot, it's going to be able to make some progress, but not before Timeless is able to come back here and push them away. So no first point capture for either team just yet, but going toe-to-toe in terms of that meterage. Hawk has this gravitic flux, though, so a really nice way to be able to try to bully Timeless off of this bot and take back that meaningful progress. Oh, overclock too. Just line him up here for Hydron to shoot down.
Everybody's so scared of peeking. Using it as a warning, pretty much. Does let it loose around the corner. Clearly missed it. No kills in the kill feed, at least. Because, yeah, we've reset. It's just all the poke war here right now, Rose. M80 do have the lead, and they got 2 minutes to play with too. I see a shield there from Hawk, but it looks like he's in a little bit of trouble. Receiving a lot of healing coming from the sides, but there's the flux. It hits too, and the rock completely missed. Lamb comes out just in time to save Icy in the front line, who's built up a fair amount of his own flux. A sound barrier to march on forward. Timeless need to win this fight and the next one to surely gain the lead, although saying that, it's only 6 meters that stands in their way. Pelican takes down Icy, so it's anybody's game right now, as Hawk is just playing bodyguard for the rest of his team. Rocket's trying to chase him down, but what a rock from Hawk! A 180 spin onto Rocket to take care of the pesky Tracer.
Wow, a huge pick there, but not before Timeless is actually able to sneak away with just a fraction of a meter to gain the lead. That's huge here when we look at just a minute left. That's quite big. Now M80, though, they do have a lot of ults to work with, but this is back to a neutral fight. Even maybe a little bit more in favor of Timeless being able to play around this bridge.
Yeah, insane clutch there, Rose. Insane clutch.
What a steal.
59.97 versus 59.39. Yeah, you're feeling pretty bad about that if you're M80 right now with 40 seconds to go. Flux, really early sound barrier, and Hydron trying to be the difference maker up on the high ground. He manages to snipe CJ. This is the chance for M80 to come back. 35 seconds to go as Hawk controls the bot. Using the shield to just block all the damage. There's nothing much they can do. The bot is stolen away completely. Icy, though, yeah, is going to do what you do best on this map. Just stand on that bridge, contest the bot from the high ground, but Pelican spots the sink, lands the pulse. A lamp just in time. CJ from downtown. They managed to take care of it, but they need to get this follow-up damage. Pelican just can't come up with the kill, but the bot has finally been stolen away, and Chopper tried to pull a Hydron, but it wasn't to be. That bot halted right there and then, right in front of Timeless's checkpoint, and they might have won the fight here, but M80 stole the lead right from under their noses.
Oh my goodness, now it's going back into Timeless's territory in the overtime as well. Now they gotta win one more fight. This is gonna be really tough though, because you're looking to try to just pepper the resistance onto this bot before you're able to get your teammates back in form. But M80 is the one that has the grab flux. They can actually just CC everybody off right now with the lead.
Yeah, Nicey's back on the Doom too, and someone has to perma-touch that bot like you said, Rose. Rocket wants to make some space here with this Pulse Swarm, find a kill, but he's going to be pretty unable to do so. Oh, and there's the lamp. Surely it's over now. Hawk sees the freest flux of his life, and actually Opener uses a sound barrier to just rush them down. A big tempo swing here for Timeless as they just run over the front line of M80.
Oh my gosh, everybody has to back up now, because if M80 loses to anybody else, this is going to be game over for them in this map. Timeless, they've got the window.
They can stall on this high ground. No, it touches the bot again. Oh, the C9.
Oh,
M80 take the win on Colosseo. Another C9. What a tempo play from Timeless. Using the sound barrier to just run over Hawk. Rose, come on. Is it in the contract? What's going on here? Another C9.
I'm done.
It's the first day of
Pack it up.
by the way.
It's another one.
Pack it up.
I can't do it anymore.
This is ridiculous. They were in the driver's seat there. I mean, Hawk had the flux. He could have just walked on forward, maybe got the flux C9 right, but Timeless let it slip through their fingers. M80 take the win, and Rose has taken her leave. Unfortunate. They call that unfortunate.
I can't.
Well,
I can't take it.
It's just the curse, Rose. That's just what happens. The hex has been placed on you. It's just not. Yeah. Exactly.
I need like a seance or like something. Like, please help.
You need Zach Bagans to come in here with his, you know.
I mean, at this point, at least
Save Sage.
At least the teams can blame it on Necra. At least they have someone to blame.
Oh, come on.
This is so painful. What a fantastic series is this, though. I think Timeless playing it this close is definitely something a lot of people would not have expected. I mean, if you're just looking at the poll from the audience heading into this game, M80 was a clear favorite. I don't think many people had Timeless on their radar. We didn't expect them to show up like this. Well, actually, the three of us did. Just throwing it out there. We're saying that.
80-20 from the chat, I believe, in the poll. So, yeah, very much expecting M80 to win. But, I mean, that was Timeless's game right there. That really felt like they were going to take that lead. And Hawk maybe coming back a little bit too late. But that's rough. That's a rough one. At least we've got some nice screenshots though, of us freaking out. There you go.
They can run it
Don't
back.
worry. Well, they can C9 on this next game mode, but yeah, maybe, you know, there's more opportunities to do that on, you know, New Junk City, so we'll have to wait and see.
Oh, please. I think it's worse. I think it's worse when you look at a Flashpoint map because of how fast it goes.
Yeah. But, I mean, okay, you can't be blamed for those. Maybe they're unC9able because they're too quick. I'm just like mad.
Is this major hopium? This might be major hopium here.
All right.
Oh my God.
New Junk City, the next map picked by M80. Very much could be a 3-1 here. Go the distance. Go to Shambali Monastery. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, we'll jump into this game in just a moment. Timeless, I can imagine, gathering themselves there after that C9 on Colosseo. But M80 primed with the position to take this one.
I think you just take the mental damage. Like you as
Psychic
M80.
damage. Yeah.
You just run with the mental damage that you just did to your opponents and just rush them. I don't know. I sort of expect that coming out from this team. I think on a map like New Junk City, you could very easily play something like the Doomfist. Ton of natural terrain for you to be able to punch into. The Meteor Strike can really help you to get out of a sticky situation. I don't know. What are your thoughts here?
Well, I mean, I think M80 are just going to do the same thing, kind of counter pick or trying to counter swap on Timeless. I think they have the flexibility there. I really like the Doomfist here, but I wouldn't be too surprised if we see from M80 just kind of a rush style with Doom, or even the Zarya, to be fair too. And Timeless, I feel, because I don't believe we're getting any substitutions, maybe just go back to the Ram. I think the Ram has been working out pretty damn well for them, so just keep running that.
Yeah, the Ramatra has looked really good. I think one of the reasons why Timeless has been able to put up as much of a fight as they have is the Ramatra just being able to go in, get those annihilations, and when you are going over to a map type that is as scrappy as Flashpoint, I think that's where you could start to find your edge, is being able to get those punches and just trying to make some quick work of that front line. But it's all been up to M80 here to try to change the course. What do they do to counter pick in that situation? Flashpoint, it feels a little bit easier to be able to do that. It just has to happen quickly. And can you afford to make those changes when you know that your back is up against a timer wall and the ultimate economy can go absolutely haywire if you make a wrong move?
Yeah, definitely a fast game mode, that is for sure. I think with the pace that M80 is saying, they're very much able to kind of slow it down with the SIG and then speed it up with the Doomfist, but as we load in to our next map, 3-1s on the horizon for M80 right now. The whole of chat's going to be very correct, well, 80% of the chat is going to be correct, but that 20%, you still got hope, don't worry. They just need 2 maps back to back. All right, let's go. New Junk City, M80 versus Timeless. M80's map choice here.
Okay. Well, if it's M80's map choice, that makes me even more excited to see like what we could get. But to be fair, both Flashpoint maps I feel like play so similarly that you're not really going to see too much difference when it comes down to like some of the compositions you see. So, I don't know, it's more of an aesthetic choice, don't you think, with what map you'd rather play? What is your favorite, Jaws? What would you rather play?
Suravasa. What, for Flashpoint?
Flashpoint, yeah.
Oh, Suravasa for
New Junk
sure.
City.
Yeah.
Really?
Sure. Yeah, easily Suravasa. Yeah, I think it's the
It is very
prettier of the two
pretty.
maps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the points on Suravasa more, I think, than New Junk City. Man, I don't know. I feel like half the time when you ask someone's favorite map, it's like very much just predicated on if they've lost a ton on that map in ranked, or if they won a ton. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's
so
for me.
true.
I feel like I win more Suravasa than I do New Junk City. So
Biased for that reason, for sure. Well,
All right,
maybe that's what M80 is feeling here. They've won a lot on this map, so therefore New Junk City is the way to go.
I mean, Hawk's running the Sigma here. I don't mind this whatsoever. I'm still kind of expecting them to run these fast comps, but more than happy to kind of play the poke style. And yeah, I am here for it. His Sig is exceptional.
Yeah, I think that's worked out for them as well, especially when we look at Colosseo. Icy felt forced into the position of switching over to the Sigma himself. So where does this barrier go? I think that you can play around with it just a little bit easier with the Sigma to push it forward.
Hawk just donk walking forward. Okay, well, there's a kill.
Yeah, just rock.
Opener was just cowering
No thoughts.
behind the giant bot. Yeah, exactly.
Rock.
Just rock. No thoughts either. CJ, can he get another kill? Surely not, right? Surely Timeless don't get another pick here. Although it's going to be pretty... As soon as this form swishes, they just got to run Icy down. There's the kill onto Rocket. There's a Kitsune rush at CJ. They really want to fight this. I mean, they got the control of the point as well, to be fair. They've already built themselves up a decent lead over M80. A very, very long fight. Feels like it should have been over years ago, and Icy has had quite a few rotations of his Nemesis form too, but there you go. All right, M80 with the flip.
There you go. If you have control of the point already, I think you just continue to work up that percentage, and by the time that you're actually able to get back into things, you're like, okay, like every little bit of progress is going to count. But now when you look at the ultimate economy, M80 is having the time of their lives out here. That's 5 on the board. Hydron gets to pop the overclock now, before Timeless even makes it to the point.
Yeah, I really like stalling out, pushing them super far back. Just so, obviously with the flashpoint, the checkpoint ticks up so quickly, so they have to regain all this ground. Exactly, not fighting at the doors, not fighting at these small choke points, force them all the way to, not all the way to spawn, but close enough.
Annihilation, though. Opportunity here for Icy to try to make some space.
Already used Nemesis form, though. Ideally, you just want to combo those together. Although saying that, Hawk stepping up. There's the Annihilation, but oh no, he's popped down to the ground.
No way.
Extend it. He's very, very close to actually just running out. Flux does hit Icy and just instantly eliminated. It will be Timeless flipping the point, but once again, it's up to M80 now to try and come back to this. Nice sound barrier from Leb. Not sure Hawk was actually going to go down there from that pulse bomb, but they made sure, they guaranteed it. Chopper ripping the overclock, but can't quite find it. There it is, finally. That second shot landing after Leb booped him away. And this is actually Timeless now coming up big. They lost Icy super early on, but now 85%. M80 might not have a chance to come back in. In fact, Hawk switched over to Doom to try.
They are going to try to get back into this one because you want to get as much progress as possible.
Touch.
There you go. Touch, though, but for how long? And can you actually follow that up with a pick?
Yeah, and they got rushed too, so Hawk's going to get out of there rather quickly. No, get chased down by Rocket. That should be it, surely. Nice flip from Timeless again. Really just playing M80 at their own game. And there we go. Point number 1, out to Timeless.
There you go. And now we go over to Bomb Flats, it looks like, as the next flashpoint. And Rocket's already there. Timeless get to beat M80 to the punch, and they get to play this a bit more defensively, which means that Chopper on the Sojourn gets to get set up. That's huge. You have all these sightlines to play with now. And what if you just get that opening pick?
Yeah, it's what I kind of expected with the Doom. I mean, Hydron's going to have to make some space and get some work done with this overclock. It's only 10% away as they try and just navigate their way around the point. Look for an opening with Hawk to try and get in and cause a little bit of disruption with the help of Pelican. Oh, Hydron sliding away. What a perfectly timed vortex there by Icy, just slow him down. It's actually Chopper that finds the first kill. They do end up trading DPS for DPS, and there's a big ult advantage here for M80, and Hydron sliding away from that pulse bomb. This Kasune rush is going to be a death sentence for Icy. A lot of charge built off of his body too, as Hydron is just ripping his health bar straight from him. I still recall, but Timeless, they're still in these fights, Rose. They always manage to cap the point first and build some percentage before M80 managed to find the cap.
Yeah, and look how well that worked out for them on that very first flashpoint. They were able to take the win there. And so now with M80 getting the flip, it's all about, can you stall out if you're Timeless? All of these ultimates that M80 have banked up here. That's going to be 4 by the time that Timeless come back. So opener sound barrier is going to have to be the biggest sound barrier we have ever seen. So maybe try to mitigate some of that value there from Hydron's overclock. A couple of different win conditions that Timeless can play for here, but I'm looking at the sound barrier.
Oh, there's the Annihilation. It's going to be tough to really make this stick. Yeah, there it is. Does end up fading away, and here comes the re-engage. Sound barrier. Hydron hasn't got the slide. Only just came back up in time there, but later beat coming out from M80. Hydron still trying to find an initial kill, but it's actually Pelican that comes up for M80. There will be a kill onto Hydron, of all people. It's just a scrap fest right now. It's by Hog tried to make a play onto Chopper, but one of a young superstar in the North American region, putting his namesake to one of the better Sojourns too we have in the region.
It's going toe-to-toe. Like, this is like Chopper, Hydron both fighting for those first picks. And M80 did walk away with 90% though. And so you get back into this one really quickly. Hawk is already there to try to punch somebody out of position. But Timeless still have ults.
So recall that. Recalling back to pretty much the exact same spot they were a second ago after flinging out that pulse bomb. It's what Timeless are really good at. This comp is very good at just sticking onto this point. You can see it right there. Timing that Annihilation with the speed up from opener. Ultraviolet, yeah, I mean, there's just no way. Maybe you get a cheeky kill on the Tracer. Oh my god, yes he will. I don't get the point, but that was nasty from UV.
Speak and you shall receive, Jaws. That was a great clip.
No, UV, chill.
We love it. All right, well, that's going to be another flashpoint here for Timeless as we look towards the next one. And if history is going to repeat itself, it's going to be capture for Timeless first, and then a flashpoint finish. I don't know.
Maybe not this time around.
Of course.
Nice little pulse bomb opener there from Pelican. Stuck the Ram, and then the Ram walked into the DPS, and that's where you can blame your tank player once again.
If it's not the push bot, it's the accidental pulse into the rest of your team.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Why you not stand still, tank player? Please.
Yeah, just sacrifice yourself. Please don't press the W key. Whatever you do.
Do not move. Take hand off keyboard. 20% in building here for M80. CJ playing super far back. Yeah, doesn't really want to get in the way of Hawk. That is for sure. Icy's Nemesis form kind of running out there pretty swiftly, but Chopper again, always getting the better of Hydron in these fights. Hydron's just not really had a word to say at all. No, there's no way this time, Ultraviolet. Sorry, the support's up.
It was a good effort. It was a good effort. Try to go for it. Get as many picks as you can, whatever ultimate charge you can. But Timeless now are going to be a bit on the back foot here as M80 have 55%. But it's another same old of who's going to be able to find that ultimate value. It's going to be Kitsune Rush so early here. Asushi just really let that go.
Yeah, Timeless kind of playing M80 their own game. Just the tempo play from them has just been so clean. I spoke about it in the first couple of maps where I felt like M80 very much in control of that, but it's Timeless flipping it on its head. Just going first, going super early, and I think that's important in Flashpoint. Just forcing M80 all the way back. No more extra straggler kills, so that is a little bit unfortunate, but they're still able to reset their positioning.
But Chopper can now do it again. Has the overclock, so same type of beat to just pop the overclock as soon as M80 start to walk onto this flashpoint. Rocket too as the pulse bomb, so looking for a nice target there in the back, even just force out some cooldowns so that Chopper can have a bit of an easier time here with that overclock ult.
Yeah, I mean, Hawk is not at the best time at all on this Doomfist. Here comes OT. There's this stick. However, yeah, Suzu, and you still have all the extra armor too. Sound barrier comes in. Oh my, lip just exploding to a million pieces in front of Pelican's face there. And Timeless is just going to run away with this one. Just like that, M80 just get folded like a piece of paper. Hawk finds one kill onto CJ on the back of it, but that'll be Timeless. A quick and clean 3-0 as we go to another map.
That's 5 maps.
I told you. I pondered the orb. No more 3-0s. The orb has been pondered. They never lie.
The orb has spoken. We have received no more 3 Overwatch in this house. We stan this match right now.
Timeless and M80, and this is the big flip around in terms of tempo. There was 2 different kind of comps that M80 were running there, which is the Sig, slow, poke style, and then they ran the Doom. Initially, it was to kind of get back to the point quickly, try and get that last touch to get the point flip, but then Hawk decided, you know what, we're going to stick on this fast comp, but then just didn't have the same impact as Icy did on the Ram, and they were just playing M80 at their own game, setting the pace, and then able to just eke out these high percentage leads, and whether that was capping the point first and then just making sure they were being as annoying as possible, not getting team killed, or just making the fight last as long as possible and then just winning them anyway. This is a fantastic showing from Timeless right now, and M80 feels like they're a little bit on the ropes. That was a 3-0 rose, and it was very convincing in Timeless's favor.
Yeah, Timeless did a great job of just knowing when to disengage, be able to come back in, set the tempo. I was really impressed by their positioning as well on all of these flashpoints. And I think that they've practiced. They know what to do in scenarios like this. I think that's going to make them a very, very formidable force when looking even just already towards something like the main event. I think they could totally do that.
Well, Shambali is up next. It's Timeless's pick too, so you're feeling a little bit extra confident going into a map pick of your own. I haven't seen too many map number 5s at all in North America and EMEA, at least on the main broadcast, of course. There have been a few map 5s here and there. Luminosity Gaming versus Citrus Nation, of course, yesterday.
Oh, yeah, versus Sheer Cold and EMEA yesterday.
Exactly. It's going to feel pretty foreign, I think, to M80, a team full of, again, just storied, historied players coming up against some of the young guns, Rocket and Chopper, who have had experience versus Overwatch League teams in the Pro-Am back last year in Season 6. So, yeah, they're really standing tall right now, and the Sojourn matchup, not used to it going someone that's not Hydron's way, is very much in Chopper's favor right now, and it's good to see someone stand up.
It's been awesome to be able to see all of this new talent that we've been able to start to highlight here in the Overwatch competitive scene. One of the many blessings that we have here from that open ecosystem. So I think Timeless has a lot of faces on the team that people will be very excited to see continue to compete, and they could close out the series. So what an upset that would be here. Only 20% of chat predicted that Timeless would win. Even on the desk, we said it would be M80.
The great wealth redistribution in the chat of 2024. I can't wait to see it. Yeah, and that's, of course, if Timeless end up taking this series, the 80-20 bet. Ooh, M80 fans a little bit worried right now, I'd imagine. Shambali Monastery. It's going to be our 5th and final map here, unless we get some crazy draw. Very, very unlikely to happen on Escort. It can happen, but not likely, that is for certain. So, here we go. We're going to jump in just a moment here, and honestly I think M80, they're just going to go back to the Sigma. I think with Hawk there's no substitutions either, so Timeless also very happy with the players that they have in their roster right now.
I think you can go the Sigma. I think that Timeless is also not only just comfortable with the players, but also the comp that they've been running. That Ramatra has looked so good, especially when knowing that in Shambali Monastery, some of these corridors can just be a little bit tighter. I think that the Ramatra could pay off in dividends here. That's what we're going to see Timeless rock out on the defense, and it's been working out. Why fix it if it ain't broke?
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. I was a bit surprised to see a little bit less Cassidy here, but I think they both have their own merits into that being Sojourn and Cass. And being able to charge off the ram too is pretty nasty, because the ram a lot of the time is just holding the block, and that's free charge. It's not getting negated. That charge is not getting negated by only shooting the shield. So yeah, it's really nice. And obviously the meta really isn't that solved. I still think Cass is extremely strong pick, but both Chopper and Hydron proficient at the Sojourn. And we are seeing a little bit of a different look here as well from M80. We're going with the Moira, they're going with the ram.
All right, I'm excited to see this Moira pick. We were talking about it in our previous series that Moira can be really good, just being able to have that additional healing resource available. And look at all the extra damage you get to do with something like the purple orbs there. Like, that's going to be really helpful to try to pick up some of these kills that Pelican's going for.
Definitely helpful when you got a Tracer there too. Oh, look at that Vortex as well. Nemesis form just walking forward. Boom, got the kill. There it is. Icy down. Very quick and clean at first fights. That's what you really need, especially on this point too. You need a very quick fight for M80. You cannot get stuck on this last corner here.
Yeah.
The overlook onto the point can be just so frustrating to deal with, and you can see Hawk kind of already stepping up. Although because Timeless all died around the same time and some of them were able to escape, they should be able to hold them now and just play the corner and just play the high ground if you're Chopper.
Yep. You're going to see this drop down, though, from Timeless to try to play around this first corner. But look at Ultraviolet's charge. That Coalescence is coming up mighty quick here. And that's a great engagement tool for M80 to work with.
Yeah, you just got to rip it. As soon as you get that Coalescence online, you just got to go for it. A lot of straight lines here,
until
but
then.
Chopper once again taking down Hydron with a railgun to the face. And, well, with the pulse bomb in Rocket's hands, I'm not sure they're even going to need it at this point. Oof, nice tracking from Rocket too. Straight through the air. 2.5 minutes to go. And what feels like an all too familiar sight on this map, getting halted on this corner just before first.
That's exactly the problem that you were talking about, is just having that corner. Where do you assail now if you're M80? There's only a couple of avenues that you can go with. Getting locked into that small room on the left does not feel like a viable scenario. So your only choice is to have to go up this main corridor. But lucky for M80, they do have that Ultraviolet Coalescence online. So that's the engagement tool they want to play around here.
A lot of ultimates though for Timeless. Speaking of which, Rocket!
What?
Well, that's one way to end a fight.
Okay, never mind.
Hydron Alep dead. Yeah, sayonara that push. 1 minute and 30 seconds to go as Rocket opens that one up with a bang.
Okay, they just gotta try again. M80 at this point still has 2 attempts to work with if they're fast enough, but the Coalescence, the Sound Barriers, they're gonna prolong these fights. So where is this value gonna come through from? Annihilations now have that explosive potential. You also are looking at the overclocks here from Hydron and Chopper to try to get that advantage in the neutral.
Damage orb straight into that Coalescence. He's trying to Kamehameha them down, but it's just too much health to really shoot through. I mean, Hydron also with a decent line of sight here, but both sound barriers still yet to be used. Open us up with him, but a better beat from an M80. The later one almost always working out in the favor, and it might just do that for the Lucio, for Lep and the rest of the squad, but Chopper still, there is just nothing stopping him right now on this Sojourn. M80 just falling apart. The Annihilation's good for one, but that's really about it. And with 30 seconds to go in these late deaths, this is disaster for M80. Timeless might just turn this one around. An expensive ult fight from both teams. I mean, it's all on the Traces. A big pulse bomb here will turn the tides either way.
Yeah, like Pelican has the same opportunity here, but playing from this attacking position, you have to use all of your cooldowns in order to actually get in and try to get on a target. You got one shot at this one if you're Pelican. You're waiting for those blinks, you're waiting for that wave, but oh my gosh, Timeless has just had everybody's number. This high ground they get to play around.
That's so rough too. Pelican had to recall before he could get that pulse bomb off, so the pulse bomb is going to be a little bit more dangerous to plant now. Look like maybe Icy is the target. Waiting for that Annihilation form. Maybe goes down. They managed to get it off, but still the armor was there to mitigate a lot of that damage. And now the rush comes through for Timeless, and they can just run over Hawk. There's nothing stopping Icy just running at him, and the rest of the team are just going to fall over. M80 halted at this first point. Timeless playing this perfectly, and just the prowess there from Rocket and Chopper. Rocket coming out with a big double kill on the pulse bomb, and Chopper just putting Hydron to rest over and over again. This is M80 just not being able to find a footing at all.
That's a full hold. That's going to be really, really tough to beat here. On the flip side of things, Timeless, they've been able to open up so many of those fights with the first pick, and how do you contend with that if you're M80? You have to play around all of this, all these buildings, all these walls, but it just feels like Timeless has been able to sneak into the back. Like, that sneaky pulse bomb. Like, I'm still going back to that and thinking, what could M80 have done differently in that scenario? It's like not their fault.
And then matching them too. They're pretty much going mirror comp for mirror comp. Apart from the small change in the support lineup, of course, the Moira instead of the Kiriko. It's just not working out
Moira
right now.
Too.
Pound for pound is working out for Timeless. Yeah, I do as well. I think Moira is pretty damn viable at this current moment in time. The Suzu has also had a lot of impact over the course of the series, and just in general, Suzu will always be an ability that is going to be useful regardless of the meta, reducing the incoming damage to 0 from pulse bombs. Just, your pulse bomb, boom, hit the Suzu on the ground, negating one of those large ultimates that massively turn round fights. And so it looks like M80, deciding better of the Moira, switching over to the Kiriko.
We saw how well that paid off for Timeless, where Pelican was not nearly able to find as much value there with the Tracer. Even when somebody was low, that Susie was able to come out as a great get-out-of-jail-free card. But look at Chopper already trying to build up that railgun charge. Oh my goodness. I just expected, like, Chopper's gonna come out of nowhere with a pick, and then this cart reaches the finish line.
Hydra taking a fair amount of damage there, but losing Pelican this early is not good. It's not a good look for M80 right now. They're going to have to make a quick rotation through the Mega Health Pack room. They can't lose anybody. They lose anybody, that is disaster. All good, though. Okay. Oh, snipes Chopper away just with the left click.
Good stabilization then. That buys M80 some more time here for Pelican to be able to come back. The Tracer, not going to take too long to do that. But you have so much work cut out for you if you're M80. This is just the first of many team fights you're going to have to win and get that folder hold.
Yeah, at least they get 2 chances. That is for certain. Try and take control of that tiny little U-bend there on the sidelines. I mean, this is just a slap fight, really, when you have 2 Rams looking at each other. Near misses fall. Love to see it, honestly.
I punch you, then you punch me, and then maybe our DPS can get in on this one.
And there we go. All right, there's the kills. There's the kills M80 we're after. Thank you very much. Classic Shimbali Monastery getting bogged on first. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go, of course.
Good to see you.
And here come the big ultimates as well. CJ and Ultraviolet with a rush each.
Yeah, but Pelican with the pulse bomb. I'm Hydron as well. They've been able to get a ton of damage down onto Timeless. And that overclock can also be very valuable here, but it's all about making sure you don't use too much at once. That is a risk you run here, knowing that Timeless is such a tough opponent.
They both rushes you at the same time. Hawk needs desperate attention. Health bar sinking so low. That pulse bomb goes wide, but it doesn't matter. Hawk dead. And here comes the push for Timeless. Just turning the gear up to 11. A sound barrier from Leb instantly matched. You're pound for pound right now. You're losing this. You're for your M80. Hawk has to come back, and he has to come back fast. Jumping onto the high ground is Chopper. Snipes Hydron in the face, so he has to back up. He's popped his own overclock, but he cannot find kills. He's trying to go for the ego peak onto Chopper, but it's not gonna matter. Rocket's gonna clean up, and Timeless take the map and the series. A 5-map banger, and Timeless come out on top.
Woo! Okay. We love to see a 5-map series. Timeless gets the upset after the Preds were for M80. Timeless, they did not fall to the mental damage. That's the most impressive part to me, honestly, is that they did not fall to the mental damage.
They did not. What a great series this was. All of the predictions in shambles, and I think so are M80 players, because quite frankly, man, I mean, they were they were the quote-unquote better team on paper, right? Everyone had them picked as the favorite. But as we headed into just this first match, if we're looking at the highlights, Samoa, I mean, it was a back and forth, right? Timeless, they came out on top. M80 stepped it up big times on King's Row, looking extremely dominant. And that's where we all thought, like, now they have this in the back. They can snowball off of that. And it continued on Colosseo. Tough loss there, once again, for Timeless. But then what happened? For real. Like, I am so very impressed with Chopper and Rocket. I think those were absolute outperforming the opposition. And the opposition is Hydron and Pelican, guys. Like, to be able to get the better end of them, that is very impressive.
Chopper and Rocket, they are superstars in the making, and this is kind of an open bracket doing what an open bracket should do, is create these kind of stars, not from out of nothing, because they have been around a long time, but you're matching up against veterans of Overwatch League, and Hawk, Pelican, Hydron, Ultraviolet Lep, they've been around for a long time, and you'd expect coming in, it's going to be a little bit more one-sided, and the chat clearly agreed, right? Like 80% of them or something predicted M80 to win, and we all did as well. But it's really great seeing them come out the gate like this. Chopper came out swinging, and he was just a better Sojourn today, better than Hydron, which is a rare feat.
It is. It really is. I think that was something that was not only surprising, but also was sort of warm welcoming in a sense, because when you take a look at this team at M80 and go, yeah, every single one of these players is a known quantity. Sometimes it is a little bit about that ultra spice or that maybe new talent that people are just not paying attention to as much and going, okay, but what do they bring to the table? And I think Timeless was able to show that today. Not that they are not players that you would have seen just watching tier 2 or contenders or anything like that, even some Overwatch League players as well, but it's just together, I think that's the big, like I don't know, I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited.
So am I. That was a fantastic match. I am so thrilled that was the match we get to see the very end of the day. That was another 3-0. Your crystal ball or whatever sorcery you used, Jack, was right. And we're all about that. And chat was wrong. I'm also always thrilled when that happens. You know?
Yeah, so true, actually. So true. Timeless Predators stay winning. 20%. Timeless Heads rise up. It's happening. It's happening. And this is going to be the big shake-up too. I think a lot of people predicted M80 as one of the more favorites. Of course, Dante in the interview was saying Toronto Defiant wants to be, and I very much think that's true as well. I think definitely solidifying their first place today, of course, but they are the one to beat. But M80, I expect a little bit more here, honestly, coming from a lot of vets, but this shows you how much talent is available in this ecosystem too.
Yeah.
But how much of that is them underperforming, or is it rather the opposition outperforming?
Yeah, no, I think you're completely correct.
I think it's the latter.
Definitely.
Yeah,
it's definitely Timeless, like showing up and just showing, this is what we're made of right now. And they had a couple of swaps here and there. And honestly, maybe that series should have ended sooner. They did end up C9ing, of course, on Colosseo. Maybe they win that last fight and it might have not even gone to the map number 5.
Yeah, a lot of mental fortitude coming out from I don't want to even call them new kids on the block because they've been playing for a long time as well. Let's actually chat to them with Rocket joining us for a word. First of all, congratulations to you and the squad. This was a phenomenal series, an absolute nail biter. Walk me through what was going on in the comms. You guys were down 2-1. Opposition was a match point. How do you recover from that?
I think a lot of it was just, sticking to what we do personally, like as a team. A lot of teams go into matches and want to counter the other team, but I think our playstyle more favors us when we just play our own game, right? And so that's kind of what we did, right? We just, listen to Chopper, listen to me, and just play for the Soj gap. But
the Soj gap, I like that a lot. Did you come in thinking obviously you're brimming with confidence right now, but coming into a lobby like that, you had an experience in Pro-Am where you went up against some Overwatch League teams. It wasn't really that one-sided. It was pretty one-sided in terms of the Overwatch League teams winning. But right now, with the kind of renaissance of a lot of the Tier 2 players coming in, how confident were you going into this match? And what do you think of some of the opposition, some of the big dogs and the big teams that have signed up for this tournament?
I mean, I think definitely like Toronto and M80 are like really strong. I think that we're very confident that we can, you know, clinch top 3 for NA. But you know, I think Toronto's very far ahead. But I think we kind of knew going into M80, if we really just played well, play our game, like we should win that match. You know, even though they're, you know, experienced veteran talent, you know, we think the meta really favors us, and we have the flexibility and, you know, big roster size to really help back that up. So.
Well, I think a big difference maker that was so palpable in this match was yourself, Rocket, as well as Chopper. You two are DPS players that all of the veterans are looking at right now as sort of the new up-and-coming stars for the DPS role. So, like, how do you feel about having those words being said about you? Do you feel like they're right in that regard? And what do you feel like makes yourself and Chopper stand out to the rest of the field when it comes to DPS role?
I think, you know, me and Chopper work very well together. We've played together for like, you know, over a year and a half at this point, and implementing Sanjin, our third DPS. Also, like us 3 just have insane synergy with each other. So it's like pretty easy, you know, once just going in, you know, we scrim a lot, we practice a lot, and, you know, Chopper's been coming up for, you know, the past year. It's just a little bit, you know, it's hard when there's that owl barrier. It kind of, you know, puts a cap on the talent. But, you know, Chopper's been up, and, you know, I think I've been up too. Sanjin's definitely up. You know, that guy played insane on Soul. I'm glad that he can come in and show off. But yeah, no, I think this DPS line is going to show great things this tournament for sure.
Oh, I'm sure about that. You definitely, you know, rocked up and made a lot of noise here in the first match we got to see. We hope to see much more of you in the spot. Thank you so much. Once again, congratulations to you and the team.
Thanks you guys for having me. Thanks so much.